All right, we got Colton McKivitz inside the Niner locker room. Niners get a nice win on Thursday Night Football over the Giants. They brought the house.
A lot.
Man, they brought the freaking house. And Martindale, you kind of probably knew he was going to bring the house. I watched the all 22 of Arizona.
Yeah.
The second half, they just kept bringing Pinnock and these run blitzes, and they had a lot of success, and I knew they were going to do it again, and sure enough, they did. How challenging was it to block this front tonight?
It was tough because the one thing he does well is, it's always a different look. It's not the same thing over and over. He's changing whether it's two backers inside or a backer and a safety, and different looks with loads and guys on the line and that kind of thing. So the biggest thing was just communication with the backs and in the offensive line. Knowing where we're going, pointing out who we got, and then sorting when we needed to, which was a big thing on those scats. So. He brought a lot, man, and I think we did a good job of picking up it too.
Yeah, I mean, what's the key there? Communication? Is it
yeah.
And just communication while the play is going on or in the huddle before the play? Where's the communication happening?
Once we get to the line, Jake, he runs the show, lets us know how we're working, if we're all manned up or if we're sliding one way or the other. And then, after he makes his initial call, then it goes to, me and Spence talking about who we got, if we're sorting, if it's if we need to squeeze on a guy or if we're just manned up, and then the call usually determines what the set's going to look like, whether it's more vertical and if we can go get on a guy. So a lot of pre-snap communication, and then sometimes it gets a little hairy when the game clock is counting down. But I think we did a good job tonight.
What did Forster emphasize this week? Because this team was like top 15, let's say, maybe top 13 last year in sacks, and they came in with the goose egg, and you knew they were going to try to get after it. And for all the blitzing, I think they only got to Brock twice all night. What was the coaching points coming into this one?
We all did it on our nightly meeting on Saturdays before the game. We all got to rush guys, and we all usually say the same things. Throw your hands. Stay tight on these guys. They're bigger. They're going to push the pocket. Stay inside out, and then be ready to anchor. Sometimes you say lose that slow death. 97. He's a big guy, and with the other guys, it was stay along on them, and they're going to pull. So the biggest thing that was talked about was staying on your hands and you're not leading, giving guys cheap stuff. I think that's the biggest thing.
What do you think of Thibodeau? I mean, he's gotten off to a slow start, but he's probably not an easy guy to block. Long arms, real quick get off.
There's a reason why he's top 5 pick. He's got all the attributes and everything, and eventually it'll come together for him. But with that, it's playing length versus length. Don't let him get in your body. Like week 1 happened, let TJ get in there, and the biggest thing I think moving forward is staying confident with the hands and keeping guys off the body. How
will you feel tomorrow morning after 2 games in 5 days or 4 days?
Sore.
Sore?
Oh yeah.
Like more than a typical Monday, let's say.
I don't know, more than typical, because usually by last night you're feeling pretty good. You'll feel a lot better than the next 3 days coming off a win. A lot better recovery, and excited to get in the tubs and get some treatment. So I wouldn't say it's I guess it's a little harder, but at the end of the day, it's whatever.
Now, bye week, you get away. What do you do when you get a few extra days? You're gonna go hunting? You're gonna fishing? You're getting out on the bay?
It feels a little earlier. It feels a little early. I'd be going after ducks. We still got a month on that one. But no, my girlfriend, we're gonna go up to Napa. Her brother's in town on Saturday, so we're gonna go up there and hang out at a couple wineries. The one thing I told her was, if we're gonna do the winery thing, it's got to be a waterfowl one. So they've got the bottles with ducks on and everything. So it'll be a fun day, and come in here and get recovery tomorrow and Sunday. So
one other thing, as far as if you're gonna play Sunday, Thursday, to me it seems like you'd much rather do that if in week 2, 3, 4. Earlier in the year than later in the year. Is that am I wrong on that?
No,
or?
not at all. I'd rather get it out of the way now too. Get a nice.
Because you're fresher, you mean?
Yeah, you're fresher, and then you also get a 3-day break in the season. It's huge. Usually it's a day, or obviously this week we didn't get any. So the better you can get, 3 days is almost like a bye week. So just to have those days off to recover and get your mind fresh again is huge.
How would you compare the 3 fronts you guys have gone against so far in these 3 weeks? Because Donald last week, but this front with Dexter Lawrence and and Martindale bringing all kinds of exotics. I mean, it probably made it pretty complicated.
Yeah, it was. I think, we're seeing a lot of 6 down. I think that's the biggest thing is we're getting some crazy looks, and then obviously with the pressure tonight, with the different looks with that. It was just a big mental week these past 4 days of getting versed. With Donald, we have a game plan with him. Everyone buys in on it, and we do a great job of coaching it and learning it. And we know he's a problem, and we take care of it. And then this week it's staying on your fundamentals, and then being clean on technique.
Last one for you. Purdy had the late play to Debo. It was a dime. He was absolutely dropped it right in his lap. What was your perspective on that one? Did you see it live? Were you focusing on your guy? What did you think of that play?
Oh yeah, I was able to run him high in the pocket, and then I just turn around and see it floating in, and Debo caught it, and me and Purdy celebrated a little bit. So crowd goes crazy. It's great for the first week back here at Levi's and having the faithful around. So it was just an awesome feeling. Got my first spike. Christian let me have the ball and got to spike it. So it was a great feeling.
Thanks, man. Enjoy the wine tasting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
Take care, man.
Appreciate it.